people they were aimed towards and what people they were looking to destroy when they founded America. They were coming after the saints. Read.
Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
All that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. That's why we make you question the gods of this earth. That's the reason we brought forth the true name of the Most High. Because a lot of you were tricked into worshiping Satan. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Are you a part of that all? If you're calling on Yah, if you're calling on Jah, if you're calling on Yahweh, if you're calling on God, if you're calling on Lord, if you're calling on Jesus, if you're calling on Allah, if you're calling on Buddha, if you call on any name that's actually promoted within this world, you are worshiping Satan. Okay? Words have force and vibration. Something acts off of what comes out of your mouth. Your mouth comes a word, and through a word all was made. And Satan understands this. So he don't care if you're tricked into worshiping him, as long as you worship him. The Most High told us his name. Call him what he told you to call him. It's that simple. It's that simple. Ahaya. Read.
Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
Go ahead.
Whose names are not written in the book of life.
And those that are worshiping this God, this deity, this satanic deity, your names have been blotted out of the book of life. Because the existence, the purpose of existence is to find out about the Most High. That's our purpose, to figure out who made us. What is our purpose with him? So the information we give and the information that the Most High allows us to receive is readily given to anyone who open themselves up and fervently seek the Most High beyond their religions. So it's no excuse for people. It's no excuse. If you are comfortable in the religion you're in based on what's going on there without seeking beyond that, that's your choice. If you seek the Most High in a fervent spirit and an open heart, he'll reveal it to you. Read.
Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life, of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
When the scriptures say, if any man have an ear, let him hear, most men and women have ears on their head. It's not talking about a physical ear here. It's talking about your spiritual listening. Are you in tune with the Most High? So when Christ was speaking, he said that many times. He would speak in public and he says, those that have an ear, let them hear. Because most people will listen, but won't listen with their spirit. They won't understand. What should they understand? Read.
Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
The powers that have placed this whole earth into slavery, this is their future. You can't set up a system that enslaved the whole earth through debt and think that it's not coming back on you. The Jewish powers of this earth have enslaved the whole earth. They're going down. This is their future. And this proves that money really means nothing. They have all the money. They have more money than we can actually imagine or dream of having. But us people in the earth, the poor of the earth being flat broke right now, we will rule the earth. And they, with all their money, cannot buy their way out of this prophecy. With all their money, they cannot spend their way out of this prophecy. So they figured they would spend it the other way. I'll just spend for vaccinations, spend for abortions, spend for more guns, spend for more wars, and we'll just kill the saints. Because they cannot buy their way out of this.
I mean, look, you have to make a decision. Do we really want to be with a scientific dictatorship that bathes you in radiation with naked body scanners at courthouses, at highway checkpoints and airports, that lies to us and saves the images, that admittedly puts poison in the water? Just because a bunch of pencil-necked control freaks on national public radio make fun of you when you talk about fluoride being a poison, it doesn't matter. Thousands of EPA scientists signed letters and went to Congress and said this is brain damaging people and causing cancer. So what if some pencil neck at Wired Magazine, who's a Rhodes Scholar, calls us nuts? We've got the scientific facts. Since when can some pencil neck tell us what we can and can't talk about? God bless you, Frank. I appreciate the call. I mean, I'm going to tell Savage and Limbaugh something. You better go all the way. You don't want to wish later that you'd have done more. Okay? You know this stuff's all true. Those guys are both very intelligent. They know full well what's going on. Those guys knew what was going on probably when I was in diapers. Okay? I'm 36 years old. Savage is 60-something. What's Limbaugh, 50-something? They know full well what's going on. Okay? You can't make a deal with the devil and come out on top. What would it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? What would it profit a man to gain the whole world for a little while and be destroyed in the process? Over.
Okay? They will fulfill this prophecy.
Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all these different people who have meticulously used a program to put the whole earth in debt while they control the world resources. This is their future.
You cannot reason with these globalists, okay? They are scientific, cold-blooded killers who want full spectrum dominance. What's the ultimate form of dominance? Killing your enemy. Wiping out your opposition completely.
Read.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
And if you kill people with the sword and you make an earth that thrives off of war, and you kill the people, make swords and make weapons. Don't say you want peace. If you wanted peace, you have power to get rid of all the weapons and not make another weapon ever again on earth. These people are behind the wars and destroy people. So if they want to kill with the sword, what is their future?
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
That's the future. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's their future. And it doesn't matter how much money they have. They cannot buy their way out of this prophecy. It doesn't matter how much riches and how much power my forefathers had in the Old Testament that received the law, statutes, and commandments on Mount Sinai. Because my foreparents broke those laws, statutes, and commandments, we went into captivity. And we cannot, no matter how much money we have, buy our way out of this condition. The Word spoke it. It was written in the Word thousands of years before us. And we are fulfilling prophecy. They will fulfill their prophecy. Their time is at an end. Their world is at an end. Read.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
We in Revelations 13. Read that again.
Revelations chapter 13, verse 10.
Verse 10. Go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
If you lead someone into slavery, eventually you go into slavery. Now let's make this clear. This is not talking about, again, all white people. All white people did not lead people into slavery. Okay? That didn't happen. The Jewish powers financed the slave trades. They financed the auction blocks. They financed the tickets and the bonds and the auctions. They financed all that. They also were in league with the Arabs, seeds of Ishmael, to take our people off the shores. They also was in league with some of the Hamitic races that conspired in the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, so it's not just people just looking at white people. Some of these white people, their families, they came over to America, they were broke and they're still broke. They wasn't a part of anything. They're just being blamed by default. Follow the money. Follow the money. Okay? Read.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Those that kill with the sword must be killed with the sword. That's must. It have to happen. Because why? The only thing some of these people understand is aggression. The mistake we make as a people, we think it's time to fight now. And it's not. We have to wait for our Lord to be a part of His army to fight. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We must be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Here's our weapon right here. We can beat you with the Bible. We don't need weapons. We don't need Smith and weapons. We don't need a land-to-air missile off our shoulders. We don't need none. We don't need a Glock. We need none of that.